representing Cuba. She wore her subject today. I have a feeling she is going to tell us all about the differences between Cuba and the United States and how much fun it is. Cannot wait for her to take us on this journey. I am going to say the title of her speech is Cuba. Toastmaster Ellen, go for Cuba.
Thank you, Toastmasters, and welcome everybody. Cuba. I'm going to share with you how lucky we are to live in the United States. On May the 20th, my husband and I and two other couples boarded a cruise ship, and one of the stops was going to be Cuba. The first stop, which I'll share with you, was Key West. Even though I had been to Key West like 20 years ago, really hasn't changed, but there are things that I never saw when I went to Key West. The following day, we went to Cuba. Now, I must admit, out of the 6 people, I was one of them. I really didn't want to go to Cuba. It really didn't interest me. My husband wanted to go, and these 4 other people wanted to go to Cuba. We took a tour, and on this tour in Cuba, it was Havana, Cuba, I was shocked with the poverty. What I will share with you now is that, think about this, the average amount of money or wage that a Cuban brings home in a month is $15. Can you imagine? I was thinking to myself, $15? How can anybody live on $15 a month? That's the average. Yes, from what my husband tells me, that the government tells them, give me 5 cents and here's a loaf of bread. That's communism. I cannot imagine living in a country like that. I can't imagine what the people feel like. Being highly sensitive myself, it really touched me. I had like 2 feelings. I was sad, and I was happy that I had the experience of visiting another country that made me feel so appreciative to live in the country that we live in. It was said, my husband said to me, I can't wait to get to Cuba. I want to see all the old cars. And I said, yes. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, sure. We get there, and that's what they're driving. All these old cars. Cars you would find in a museum here in the United States. But they're actually driving these cars. They actually give tours in these cars. And to tell you the truth, next year, if Americans can still go and visit Cuba, we're going back. Because next year, this cruise ship is going to be able to stay overnight. So we'll be able to take a tour in one of these old cars. That would really be exciting to experience that again. I remember old cars. I'm that old. The other section, or a part in Havana, there is a section that they've taken it, and there is various mosaics. How many people know or have heard of Gaudi in Barcelona? He has done outrageous, whimsical types of architecture and mosaics. That feeling of that kind of mosaic is in Havana, Cuba, and it's in a section. And I have posted a lot of the work of a particular person and this kind of feeling that's in Havana. It is gorgeous. And I say to myself, this is Havana? So it's the old cars, it's the mosaics, and Hemingway had a home in Havana, Cuba. On the tour, we went to his home. We couldn't go in, but it was like the windows are large enough that you can see inside. And let me tell you, there are books in every room. Every single room, there were books. Well, Hemingway read, and I mean, bathroom, dining room, kitchen. I mean, books are all over the place. Outside was his boat. He had over 50 cats, and you saw where they were buried. You know, it's like a cemetery, and a cemetery for his dogs, his 4 dogs. So I guess the highlight, there are 3 highlights. The highlight was Hemingway, was seeing the mosaic in this particular section in Havana, and feeling how lucky I am to live in this beautiful country of ours.